Welcome back to Hutan Pantai, episode 26. It is July. We have a twister in the works right now. Let's head on down there. I'm going to use the build menu here to get down there and take a look at things. Yeah, so one thing I've noticed is if we're in the middle of sleeping, I've noticed on the personal playthrough as well, if you're in the middle of sleeping and like the twister goes overnight, like in the dead heat of night, and you sleep through it, like nothing, as far as I'm aware, I suppose there could be a spot on the map I didn't see, nothing gets damaged. So if you sleep through the tornado, you're actually alright. Here obviously was the previous one we had before that came through here. You can see all the trees without tops on them. You know exactly where it went. And then our first one that happened in this playthrough, for those that have joined us as we're progressing, it came right through the city. It actually started down here farther, and then it came right through the city, which is very interesting. Yeah, and it disappeared like right in here. Pretty cool to see that, but like I said, if you have a lot of time on a map and you have a lot of twisters, like, so those trees just sit there for your entire playthrough, the map's gonna look really bad after a while. So again, I'm kind of like, is it cool or is it not when you think about it that way? But again, it would take a lot of hours to get something like that. And this one here too, there's no trees and it's just destroying this guy's field. This is one of the original, the other farm on the map that you could start on if you wanted to move your stuff here. I was almost thinking about doing this one that time, but then I decided to build our own on this playthrough. But yeah, if we would have did that, we would be destroyed right now. I probably would have made this all into rice paddies. I just thought it was kind of boring because it was a lot of flat land. But we would have been close to the sale area, the animal dealer, everything. Kind of a nice central location. But again, a little too flat for my taste. Let's fast forward here a little bit, and then we'll see what happens to this twister. And then, oh, I guess I gotta get out of the build menu to do it. And then we'll advance. I think we're going to, I don't think it's going to stick around very much longer. I think it maybe around 9 it goes away. We're going to get our harvest in. There it went. Disappeared. Gone. So yeah, it just kind of destroyed this guy's, what is it, a wheat field, barley? I think it's wheat. Barley's a little bit darker. That's unfortunate for him. Ooh. Yeah, we haven't had one come back over by us yet, which is a good thing. I got all the fields watered. I guess we didn't have to water our short grain rice this time. It will be ready next month. I did water our long grain rice. So let's go ahead and advance, and then I guess we'll get on to the harvest. On the previous episode also, for those that didn't check it out, we got our animal area looking a lot better. I went ahead and filled in some details. Put a little bike rack here, people can sit down. We have our, well, this will be our dairy production over here. Have room for another one when we want to expand, because we were thinking about maybe expanding into the sugar mill once we get our sugar cane. And then we can make, obviously, sugar. But yeah, looking good. I'm liking how this looks. We'll let these water buffalo and goats grow up. We'll get our bottled milk out of it. Oh, I also put some details, fine details, down for the, you can see the black spots here. We gotta look at a lot more used. I think it looks phenomenal. But without further ado, let's get advancing so we can get our harvest going. Yeah, short grain rice is ready to go. We shouldn't be able to water our long grain rice. just as I suspected. We'll do a time lapse, and we'll get on with the harvest. Just figure I would grab some lunch over here. We got some chips, we got some ice cream. Don't mind all the dust flying off the rice as we dump. Going on the food products. Yeah, I thought it was kind of cool to put these up. These were on the mod hub. We had these in the previous Farm Sim 22. The same modder has brought all those over. It's good to see those again. I think it's the same modder. Don't quote me on that, but it's the same models. Let's put it that way. I suppose somebody else could have brought them over. Okay, we'll set this here. And we'll be ready for next month on our long grain rice. There's a couple final touches I want to do on some of the... I shouldn't say final touches. We're always going to be touching up. It's kind of bothering me that we don't have a little bit of grass going out this way. Let's see. Because we drive like that, and then the tire would come through here. Yeah, like that. And then, obviously, if we turn this way, that tire would cut into that one. Yeah, something like that to make it a little bit more realistic. Maybe put some grass on the end here. Now that we kind of can. So stuff isn't uniform. And then I also wanted to put some more black spots or something through here. It's kind of driving me a little bit crazy that it's looking way too nice. Whoever thought, like, you put stuff down, you'd want it to look kind of, like, used or run down. It just gives me a little bit more... Let's see, was it on this one? This one. Let's do the black spots. Something like that, maybe. It just makes it look like used, you know? And being, let's get some different shapes. And you can connect them like that to make them so they ain't so the same. I like stuff to look like it's being used and run down. I don't know. It's just the way I am. Look at that. That looks so good. And then maybe something different over here. Kind of coming out. Yeah, like that would be good. I like it. It might be a little overkill. A little over-kilter. Like, even just putting it on the gravel makes, like, just a little bit of a difference, you know? Even the dirt. Look at that dirt. It actually looks good, too. It all blends together very nicely. Gives it some personality. Okay, I think we're ready to advance. I don't think we want to go too crazy with it. Well, yeah, we'll see what happens. We definitely want to get one more tractor, but like again, we don't really need all that horsepower in this playthrough. We need to get the... Let's take a look at some prices while we... I guess it's a good thing we save here too. Oh yeah, our greenhouses working? It looks like they are. The numbers are going up. I turned on the tomatoes on this one. That one's going up. So yeah, it was just putting them outside. It was my bad, I guess, for getting too excited. Let's make sure we turn that back on the lettuce, because that's the most money. I do have our kimchi selling at the moment. I would like to try to get more of that ran out as we do our rice rolls. And I think we could shut off our saplings. Oh no, not yet. We'll let that fill up again. And then, yeah, our mushrooms are working as well. Perfect. We will have to, I guess we got a couple months before we have to top up yet. Yeah, so the next and probably final portion of the map we're going to buy is number 6 here, I think. 120,000. And we're not going to worry about that until we have enough money for the harvester and planter. We're going to do, actually probably could rent the planter, because if I'm not mistaken, I believe sugarcane. Let's go to this menu. We got everything we need here. I believe sugarcane you plant once, and it keeps growing back. So we could rent the double, plant the field. I guess if we ever had to buy it later, we could, but it would only make sense just to do it the once. And then the harvester, look how expensive that is. We could maybe get one in the sales. But since it's our last field, and we'll probably run it a couple years or more than that, to kind of enjoy our map while we have it built. I don't know. Yeah, if we're going to hire a worker, we could probably put that on there. I guess, yeah, we'd want that because then we could just dump it in the trailer. Yeah. Could also... Oh, this is the sugarcane you buy to refill for planting. Okay, well, we kind of got an idea. It's going to cost quite a bit of money. So 120, yeah, you're probably looking close to 500,000. So we'll keep an eye on our money as we go. We're going to get a lot this year. Oh yeah, let's check up on our livestock. Not used to having livestock. Looks like our meadow grass is going down. 40% effectiveness. Water buffalo. And our meadow is 100% effective on our goats. It is going down though, quite a bit. So we're probably going to have to get some, well, grass bales for our goats, and then we could actually get hay or silage for our water buffalo. We'll probably have to do that during the winter months. But let's go ahead and get on to the next harvest. Looks like a bit of a foggy September. Wow, that's crazy. We've had some foggy days, but I think this is like one of the tops. Look at that. I do like it, how it looks. It kind of gets old after a while. I wish we could, like, I don't know, have a slider so it like happens once a year or not as often. Because like I said, it's always been lingering in this corner. And when you're working in that day in and day out, it does get a little bit old. How are the sales today? It's like nothing of use in there. Still got plenty of meadow grass. 5 months. They're might actually gonna grow up here in a month. Because I think 6 is the next stage. Let's go take a look at them while they're young one more time. And then once they grow up, we'll never see them young again. But they'll probably should have some offspring and we'll see some more. Yeah, let's look how we put some trees, some bushes in our pen, and then we got our rocky area over there for the goats because they like to climb. It just gives it a lot of personality to the pens instead of leaving it default, you know. They're all happy. They're all good. Is our water buffalo getting better at standing, or they stay the same models? Looks like they're still having trouble standing. So yeah, they should be grown up next month when we advance. I suppose they're going to eat more too, if I had to guess. But without further ado, we should probably get on our harvest. Gotta be careful not to nail our equipment over there. One mechanic they could add in a future farming sim maybe is like, you'd have to wait till later in the day to harvest because of the, you know, the dew. You obviously wouldn't hire this, or I should say harvest this early in the morning because you'd have, it would be a little bit wet. You have to let it dry out a little bit. But then again, you're getting kind of really, I don't want to say complicated, but a little bit more to it than, you know, people would want to deal with. Let's just hire a worker here so they can get started. Alright, without further ado, I'm going to let them crack on, and we'll see you after the harvest. Just gotta make sure I hit this corner before I put this off auto worker, because we know they always have trouble down here. I do some first person action. We haven't done a lot of that in this playthrough. Yeah, this corner is a little hard for these guys. Alright, now we should be able to hire it off. They should be fine. Another successful harvesting year. Oh yeah, there was one more idea I had for... Now that we got that Terraform Anywhere mod, let's see if we can straighten this bump out over here by the pump. Possibly smooth that out, maybe, huh? Look at that. Good to go. Yeah, that was bugging me. We'll put a little bit of grass in there too. I always kind of wanted, since we always kind of come in this way, we should actually use some dirt. Kind of like that. And this one would go this way. Could look a little bit better than that, but and then another one, actually we did this spot over here already. Just getting things tidied up a little bit, more realistic. Alright, that looks better. Maybe right in here too. So we got a distinct road. Not bad. Yeah, I guess I have to recommend the Terraform Anywhere mod if you're gonna get this game. Like I said, I'm not sure if that's cross-platform or not. But it's really the way Giants should have had it. I don't know why, like, or at least have you own a little bit more towards the areas. I guess I can understand why they didn't do it for the rice paddies, because, you know, you don't want to screw those up. I might just leave that up this time. Oh yeah, we got to put some rice in there, but I think maybe I'll just let this guy continue. We can always put that rice in there. We haven't started the production on that. I suppose we could. But we are running the kimchi yet. I'm trying to get rid of that. I suppose we could just run all three. Switch this to storing. Rice box. That long grain rice actually doesn't take that long to do. What is it? The cycles per month, 24 versus... I guess they're both 24. It's just interesting that the regular rice takes so much longer. I suppose we got a lot more of it. Yeah, we'll just run all three. Like I said, I'm trying to get that kimchi out of there. Looks like our greenhouses are working correctly, like I said before. Making sure that they're all on here for storing. Yeah, we'll have to see as we advance here how our pastures are going to do. We'll probably end up having to get some grass bales and some silage bales, which is not a problem. We kind of planned on that. Looks like our worker had a little issue here again, that we have to really get this whole corner since we destroyed that corner with the shed there. How are we doing on our rice in the production? Yeah, it's already gone through a lot of that. We got to get that dumped before we advance to the next month. I'll probably go ahead and top up the water on the greenhouses as well. All right, we made it to November. It's like our workers still getting on fine. Our livestock has shifted to the 6-month range, so they have grown up. So let's take a look. Yep, they're a little bit bigger. Coming along. They're resting peacefully. We do have a little bit of milk here. It ain't much, but it's something. 253 liters. We still got plenty of meadow grass. I'm kind of trying to keep an eye on that, how that's going to play out here in the winter months. Still plenty of meadow grass, though, for the water buffalo. They have grown up as well. Let's take a look at them. Look at that. Are they froze? I see 3 of them doing the same posture, and they're not moving. Let's check up on them. Oop, now they disappeared. Must be a bug. But yeah, at least they can walk now without issue. We got all that meadow to prance around in. How is our production going here? We got buffalo milk 0 yet. They have to be big enough to do that. We're getting some slurry stacked up. I think once they get to the, is it the 12 month or 18 month, I think. Then they will be bigger. And then they should start producing milk there as well. Yeah, 18 month. 0, 6, 18. I wish it was 12 because it'd be easier to remember, but I guess that'd be way too quick from the small, but yeah, and then they'll produce some milk, and then we get that down here. We'll just hold off. We could put that one over here and get that going, but it's such a little bit right now that it doesn't really pay. Anything in the sales? There's a pallet fork. Lacotech. I was trying to look for this in my personal playthrough, and I couldn't figure out where it was, which menu it was in. So I'm just curious to see if the combinations, what we need for that. Yeah, so this guy attaches to it. You need 375 horse for that, though. I wonder if that's the only one that can attach to it, or can you attach any of those other ones to it? That's something I should experiment with. It's just cheaper if you were going to do chaff than having to buy the whole, the big harvester. I was just curious. Okay, so what I think we're going to do is we'll advance, and then we might get 1 day of sales here before we call it an episode. They're still working on this field, which is fine. We'll let them have at it, and we shall get to, I guess we're going to have to do February. So we made it to February, but we still got plenty of meadow. I wonder what happens is if maybe they're eating more, then it will grow back. Obviously, in the winter, it's not growing, so it's going down a lot quicker. But we'll have to see when the spring comes on the next episode if it's going to increase or continue decreasing. If it does, we're going to have to add some hay, silage, or grass for our goats to make sure the meadow can replenish itself. I really do like how they did add that, though, where it, you don't have to keep up with them, like feeding them, because it obviously makes sense to if you have a grass meadow that they should be eating off of that and saving yourself some hassle. Alright, so I believe we have some sales to do. We'll just do it this month's sales, and we'll save the next month's sales for the next episode. We're going to need some water too in these. I'll probably do that off camera. Ooh, looks like our kimchi has finally finished. Awesome. We don't have to worry about that anymore. So we just got, our rice box finished as well. That is just phenomenal at how quickly that was going. So we need to sell our tomatoes and our lettuce. Look at 94,000 we should get for lettuce. Well, that would be the max value. We're not going to get quite that much because we're going to do direct selling for the most part. Our rice rolls and our rice box. Yeah, we're going to have some nice profit. Very nice. Let's switch the greenhouses here. We have to do mushrooms today too, don't we? Yes, we do. February. Let's switch our mushrooms to selling. And then we'll switch our lettuce to selling as well as our tomatoes. And then we will get what's outside of the greenhouses at our sell point here. Let's take a look at our grand total. Looks like we have our snow blanket coming in. Prepare yourself for impact. Yeah, so our total for today, 124,000. Very nice. I will leave the greenhouses on selling for the next month, because they're still at a decent price as they go through the day and the night. And then on the next episode, we'll sell our rice box, our rice rolls, our honey. And I'm going to go ahead and top up the greenhouses off camera, I think. That might be why we're getting that frame rate issue, is because of the snow coming in. That snow blanket. I really do hope that they improve upon that. Alright, so I'm going to leave it there for today's episode. And then we'll pick up on the next episode. We'll get we'll do our planting, and we'll see the final verdict here on our livestock, if the grass will start keeping up with the demand. If not, we'll have to get some bales stacked up and take care of them. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.